Students, a very good morning and welcome to the class once again. Students, as you know, we are doing the poem, the dramatic monologue, A Grammarian's Funeral by famous British Victorian era poet Robert Browning. In the first part, we learned that Grammarian he was a great scholar and he devoted his whole life to pursue knowledge. He is dead now, and his disciples are carrying his body up a mountain to bury him over there. One of the disciples sings the morning song through which he gives an account of the dead grammarian's life and his achievement. This disciple, who is the leader of the group, he says that they will carry his corpse up the mountain, and as the funeral procession proceeds, they would sing together a funeral song. Students, this leader says that they will leave behind the common fields and villages where people live, tied to their respective duties like animals to the stake. They live a routine life. Nothing new is there, no excitement is there, no achievement is there in the life of such people. And he further adds that there are a number of peaks and all of them rise high, but one of them is higher than the others. It is encircled with clouds. There is to be seen a ray of bright light on its peak, but this is not the light of morning. It comes from the fort standing on the peak. They would bury their master on this peak. They would go up there, and this leader asks the other disciples as to why they would not begin to climb. Are they waiting for any signal? He warns his fellow disciples to walk in a dignified manner with their head held high. For there are onlookers as well who are watching their movements. They must remember that their master, who is no more, was a very famous person. He was very calm. He was a very calm man. Now he is dead. And their tribute to him must be worthy of his greatness. So students, I have already shared the whole text, and on this slide and in the following slides you can see the text once again. The lines are there, and this slide reads: sleep, crop and herd, sleep, darkling, thorpe and croft, safe from the weather, he whom we convey to his grave aloft, singing together, he was a man born with thy face and throat, lyric Apollo. Long he lived nameless. How should spring take note, winter would follow? Till lo, the little touch, and youth was gone, cramped and diminished, moaned he, new measures, other feet anon. My dance is finished. No, that's the world's way. Keep the mountainside, make for the city. He knew the signal and stepped on with pride over man's pity. left play for work, and grappled with the world, bent on escaping. What's in the scroll? Quoth he, thou keepest furled, show me their shaping. There is who most studied man, the bard and sage, give, so he gowned him. Straight got by heart that book to its last page. Learned, we found him. So sleep crop and herd, sleep darkling troop and croft, safe from the weather. Here, Robert Browning says that the leader of that group, the main disciple, who is the leader, who are as they are carrying the corpse of their dead teacher to bury him after his sad demise. Browning says, the plains with their crops, with their cattle, with their fields and village are left behind. Here, people sleep comfortably in their ignorance. In the plains, they are quite safe from the storms and snowfalls. So Browning says, the head disciple, his opinion is that people who live in the plain, they are ignorant, they are not well read, they are not as scholarly as their teacher was. Their master was a very learned and a cultured man. In his youth, he was handsome and healthy like Greek god Apollo. Students, Apollo is the Greek god of poetry and music. So, the disciple here compares his teacher with Greek god Apollo. For a long time, he says that their teacher remained obscure and unknown, but he worked hard to acquire knowledge. Long he lived, nameless. How should spring take note? Winter would follow. Till lo, the little touch and youth was gone, cramped and diminished, moaned he, new measures, other feet anon, my dance is finished. So, their hard-working teacher, in his youth, he didn't know that the spring of his youth would soon be overtaken by the winter of the old age. The old age came rather too soon to him, and this was a result of his excessive devotion to his studies. At the touch of disease caused by overwork, his youth was gone. He became old, shrunken, and withered with his power and energy much diminished. Moan thee new measures, others feet anon, my dance is finished. No, that's the word's way. Keep the mountainside, make for the city. He knew the signal and stepped on with pride over men's pity. Left play for work and grappled with the world, bent on escaping. What's in the scroll? Quoth he, thou keepest furled, showing me their shaping. The disciple says that their teacher didn't groan. He never complained that his career was over and now others should take his place and dance their own dance and live the life of their choice. In other words, his teacher did not stop working even when he had grown old and diseased. He knew that others do so, but he did not follow their example. He continued to work hard at his studies. And further, this disciple says that their teacher continued to work hard at his studies. Their master knew that old age is the signal of death, but still he continued to work hard. He did not seek any sympathy of others. He was too proud and dignified for that. He did not rest or relax, but continued to study and acquire knowledge. So, further, this disciple, commemorating his teacher, says that their teacher wanted to understand the mystery of the world and human life, which has always eluded the grasp of scholar. He wanted to know the mystery which is hidden in the rolled up books of knowledge. He wanted to know the views of the poets, scholars, and learned philosophers. He therefore led the life of a scholar and became well learned in what others have said in their books about the mystery of the world and the nature of men. When they came to him, they found him a learned man in the real sense of the word. Yea, but we found him bald too, eyes like lead, assents uncertain, time to taste life. Another would have said, up with the curtain. This man said rather, actual life comes next. Patience a moment. Grant I have mastered learning's crabbed text. Still there is the comment. Grants I have mastered learning and crabbed the text. Still there is the comment. Let me know all. Prate not or of most or least, painful or easy. Even to the crumbs I would fain eat up the feast, nor feel crazy. Oh, such a life as he resolved to live when he had learned it, when he had gathered all books had to give, sooner he spurned it. So, the head disciple, says that their teacher, the grammarian, devoted himself night and day to the study of books, with the result that he grew learned. But he also became old before his time. He became old, his eyes lost their brightness and became weak. He could talk only in a halting, incoherent manner. Another person in his place would have said that he had acquired enough knowledge and now it was time for him to give up his seclusion and his books, which came in the way of the enjoyment of life. But this man, the great grammarian, said that life is not in this world but in the world to come. Life in this world is merely a preparation for the life to come. Therefore, the teacher would study patiently for some time more and in this way prepare himself for enjoyment in the life to come. No doubt he had learned the original text written in an involved and difficult style, but he had still to read the commentaries on these texts. Their teacher wanted to master the whole of the knowledge. He did not want to be told that what he has acquired is enough and that it is very difficult to acquire more knowledge. There was no question of more or less, easy or difficult for him. He took all knowledge to be his province. Browning says that he wanted to enjoy the feast of knowledge up to the very last crumb, and no amount of knowledge could create in him any feeling of uneasiness or discomfort. He never grew sick or fed up with knowledge. So, student, this much for today. In our next class, we will continue with this dramatic monologue. Thank you very much.